Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine for no reason, or heard a whisper in an empty room? Some places in this world are known for more than just their history or beauty. They are known for the spirits that are said to linger there. Today, we're taking a journey into the shadows, counting down the top 10 most haunted places in the world. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Let's begin. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Tower of London in England. For over 900 years, this fortress has seen it all. Royal drama, brutal executions, and countless prisoners. Is it any surprise that some of its past residents have never truly left? The most famous ghost is Anne Boleyn, one of King Henry VIII's wives, who was beheaded here in 1536. Visitors and guards have reported seeing her headless figure wandering the corridors, particularly near the Chapel Royal of St. Peter ad Vincula, where she is buried. She's not alone, though. The ghosts of two young princes, allegedly murdered in the tower by their uncle, are said to be seen holding hands, their frightened whispers echoing through the bloody tower. It's a place where history is so palpable, you might just meet it face to face. Next, at number 9, we travel to the United States to visit the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. If this place feels eerily familiar, it's because it was the inspiration for Stephen King's chilling novel, The Shining. After a terrifying stay in room 217, King created the infamous Overlook Hotel. But the Stanley's hauntings are very real. The original owners, Freeland and Flora Stanley, are said to still be running the place from beyond the grave. Flora's piano can often be heard playing in the music room, and Freeland has been spotted in the lobby and billiards room. The 4th floor is particularly active, with the sounds of children running and giggling in the hallways, even when no kids are checked in. The hotel fully embraces its spooky reputation, offering ghost tours for those brave enough to seek out its permanent guests. At number 8, we find ourselves in Australia, at the Monte Cristo homestead, often called Australia's most haunted house. This Victorian mansion has a dark and tragic history. Built in 1885, it was home to the Crawley family, but their lives were filled with strange and fatal accidents. A young child fell down the stairs, a maid fell from the balcony, and a stable boy burned to death. The spirits of these individuals, and of Mrs. Crawley herself, are said to remain. Visitors report sudden drops in temperature, disembodied voices, and the feeling of being touched by unseen hands. Some have even been so terrified they've fled the house in the middle of the night. The current owners claim to live alongside at least 10 spirits, making it a very crowded house indeed. Sailing to number 7, we arrive at the Queen Mary, a retired ocean liner permanently docked in Long Beach, California. In Air heyday, she was a luxury ship, but during World War II, she was painted gray and nicknamed the Gray Ghost for her stealth and speed in transporting troops. Today, she's a floating hotel, with more than just living guests. It's said to be haunted by at least 150 spirits. In the engine room, a young sailor who was crushed to death during a drill is often seen. In the swimming pool area, the ghosts of 2 women who drowned have been spotted, leaving wet footprints behind. And in stateroom B340, a particularly violent spirit is said to throw objects and pull blankets off sleeping guests. The ship's haunted history is so extensive that it's become a world-renowned destination for paranormal investigators. For number 6, we journey to the ancient city of Edinburgh, Scotland, specifically to a network of underground streets known as the Edinburgh Vaults. In the 18th century, these chambers were used as workshops and storage spaces, but they quickly descended into slums, becoming home to the city's poorest residents and a hotbed for crime. When a series of murders were committed by the infamous duo Burke and Hare, it's believed many of their victims were stored here before being sold to the medical school. Today, these damp, dark tunnels are a hub of paranormal activity. Tourists on ghost tours report being scratched, having stones thrown at them, and hearing disembodied screams. The most famous entity is a malevolent spirit known as Mr. Boots, who is often heard shuffling through the vaults in heavy footsteps. Halfway through our list, at number 5, we enter the Aokigahara Forest in Japan, located at the base of Mount Fuji. This dense, sprawling woodland is beautiful, but it holds a deeply somber reputation. It is often called the Sea of Trees, and has become known as a place where people go to end their lives. Because of this tragic history, it's believed to be one of the most haunted locations in Japan. Local folklore speaks of yurei, the spirits of those who died with anger or sorrow, who are said to haunt the forest, their whispers carried on the wind. Visitors have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness, seeing shadowy figures among the trees, and having their compasses and GPS devices fail It displays a profound sorrow that serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of mental health and reaching out for help. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know there are resources available to provide support. Coming in at number 4 is the Island of the Dolls, or Isla de las Muñecas, in Mexico. Just south of Mexico City, this small island is a truly unsettling sight. It's covered in hundreds of old, decaying dolls, many with missing limbs and empty eye sockets, hanging from trees and buildings. The story goes that the island's former caretaker, Don Julian Santana Barrera, found the body of a young girl who had drowned in the canal. Shortly after, he found a doll floating nearby and, believing it belonged to the girl, hung it on a tree as a sign of respect. He then spent the next 50 years collecting and hanging dolls to appease her spirit. People who visit the island claim the doll's eyes follow them, and they've heard whispers and giggles coming from the dolls at night. It's a bizarre and creepy memorial that has become a chilling tourist attraction. Now, for our top 3, at number 3, we head to Poveglia Island in the Venetian Lagoon, Italy. This island's history is grim. During the bubonic plague, it was used as a quarantine station where thousands of infected people were sent to die and were burned in giant pits. Later, in the 1920s, a mental hospital was built on the island. Legend says a cruel doctor performed bizarre experiments on his patients before he was driven mad by the ghosts and threw himself from the bell tower. The island is now abandoned and strictly off-limits to the public, but fishermen refuse to go near it, fearing their nets will drag up human bones. Locals claim you can still hear the screams of the tormented souls, making Poveglia one of the most terrifying and forbidden places on earth. Our runner at number 2 is the Bangar Fort in Rajasthan, India. This 17th-century fort is so famously haunted that the Archaeological Survey of India has legally prohibited entry between sunset and sunrise. There are 2 main legends behind the curse. One tells of a princess and a sorcerer who tried to win her love with a magic potion. The princess discovered his plot and threw the potion onto a boulder, which then rolled over and crushed the sorcerer. Before Edied, he cursed the fort, dooming it to be desolate and uninhabited. Another legend speaks of a holy man who allowed the fort to be built on the condition that its shadow never touched his retreat. When it did, he cursed the entire town. Visitors who have dared to stay after dark have reported strange noises, apparitions, and a pervasive feeling of anxiety. Many have even mysteriously disappeared, cementing its reputation as India's most haunted place. And finally, at number 1, the most haunted place in the world is arguably the Eastern State Penitentiary. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, this was once the most famous and expensive prison in the world, known for its strict system of solitary confinement designed to inspire Inmates lived in total isolation, and the psychological torment was immense. The prison closed in 1971, but the spirits of those who suffered within its walls are said to remain. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported seeing shadowy figures darting down, hearing disembodied laughter in cell block 12, and seeing ghostly faces in cell block 4. One of the most active areas is the cell once occupied by infamous gangster Al Capone. The sheer volume of paranormal claims, from footsteps and whispers to full-bodied apparitions, makes Eastern State Penitentiary a terrifying monument to human suffering and a hotspot for paranormal activity. From abandoned prisons to cursed forts and haunted islands, these places remind us that some stories are so powerful they refuse to fade away. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there's no denying the chilling allure of these locations. What do you think? Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this spooky journey. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown. Stay curious.